All right, hello and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be doing a tier list. We've got the NBA Cup courts, the Emirates Cup or whatever it's called. I think that they've done a little bit better of a job this year on some of the courts in comparison to years past, but still I think there's a lot of improvement yet to be done. You know, I get that they want to make all the courts look very different and special, so it's like when people tune in, they know that they're not watching just a normal NBA regular season game. It's something different, but I still feel like there's more tasteful ways that they can do that. And getting started right off the bat with Atlanta, the Hawks, I think this is a very bad example. Red is, I think, one of the worst colors to make the whole court, behind orange as the absolute worst most times. Sometimes red is like just as bad though, because the ball, the basketball, really blends in with the red for some reason. Seems like as much as it does the orange. Yellow is also pretty bad, although the ball doesn't blend in quite as much with it. It's just kind of a not very pleasing shade of color to be like blasting your whole screen. So I really prefer like the softer light gray or light blue if you want to have some color in there. I think it should be one of those. The darker courts aren't like terrible, but I prefer the lighter. It just makes it easier to like watch the game. The thing I'm most concerned about is the viewing experience. I don't want it to take away from the game at all, if that makes sense. I haven't really mapped this all out quite yet, so I might have to move some around after I place them, but I'm feeling like D tier for Atlanta just because the red automatically puts it there. I might even go E. It's gonna be pretty low. Let's see what some of these next ones are though. So Brooklyn, I think Brooklyn is a pretty good one. Like I said, I really like the light gray when they do that. Kind of like with baseball, you know, in the MLB, I'm pretty sure every team is required to have at least one in their, main lineup of jerseys. They're required to have one light gray jersey. I think that they should do something like that, honestly, with the NBA in-season tournament courts. Other things about the Brooklyn court, like literally everything else I don't like very much. Like I said, I like the light gray, and I like also the outside, the whole outside of the court here, I think is pretty nice. But in terms of like on the inside with the Barclays Center logo, the way it just kind of like it kind of like blends in. You can't really read it very well against the backdrop here. And also like the Brooklyn, I feel like the Brooklyn logo here, the text should be in black, or at least have like a little bit of a black outline to make it not blend in so much with the trophy behind it. It's not that bad, but it is just a little bit weird there. So as far as a gray one, I think this is probably one of the worst ones if I had to guess, but I'll probably put it B for now. And then let's go on to the next one, the Boston Celtics. As far as green courts go, this might be the best one that I can think of that I've seen so far. I actually don't mind this that much at all. It's like just light it. It's not too dark. I think I actually might, because like Brooklyn's is gray, that makes it hard for me to put this one over it, but I feel like it's really close. I might put Boston top of B, maybe even A. I don't know what it is. It kind of breaks some of my rules a little bit, although green isn't one of my, like stay away from that color, but it's definitely not light blue or light gray, but this is done pretty well, to be honest. I actually kind of like it. And I like obviously the big easy to read Boston with the black outline on it, TD Garden logos, both up at the top, which is a little bit different. I think the Nuggets court is also like that with the Ball Arena logo, but most of them have the arena logos kind of staggered. But I like this court. It's a good one. On to the Charlotte Hornets. I think this one is good for like the light blue. Like I said, I prefer the lighter gray, but light blue would be my second favorite just in general. One thing I don't like about this court is the Charlotte in the middle. I really feel like should be white. Like I like the border of it being the dark purple, but I don't think they should use this dark teal here or whatever dark turquoise color that they have. Maybe the Hornets too on the side, but that one I don't feel as strongly about. I just feel like against the blue court, I feel like it would look better with the Charlotte text being in white. And I also really like the honeycomb pattern that they use in Charlotte for everything. I always love that, but I kind of feel like I like the Boston one a little bit more, barely, but I feel like they're in the same tier. I like both Boston and Charlotte. They're gonna be top of B, maybe go up to A at some point. I need to use all these tiers though, so I'll put Brooklyn in C. I feel like that's the way I'm gonna do it for now. Now we've got the Chicago Bulls, another gray court, light gray. And that's what I meant at the beginning when I said I think they've done a better job this year with them. Overall, I feel like there's a lot more teams using this format, using like the lighter gray or lighter colors. Even when they do use the obnoxious colors this year, they seem to make them a little bit more muted, mix in some like soft white, to it to make it a little bit less harsh, a lot like softer of a color. So you can see the ball and see the players on the court easier. That's one thing I've liked also. Like even with the courts you'll see coming coming up with the kind of just horrendous colors in theory, it looks a lot better than they would have in years past. But yeah, I really like the Chicago court. It might go A. I think it's my favorite so far. I don't get the star now that I'm looking at this. I'm not sure what that is. Is that just, are those on the Chicago flag? I know the Chicago flag has stars on it. Are they those 6-point stars? I guess I've never noticed that before. That would make sense though, if that's what's on their flag, the city flag. Cleveland is the next team. See, again, it's a color that I would normally say is like against the rules for me, but they make it like soft enough. They mix in enough white to make it not so harsh. So it's better, you know, in theory, but it's still not great. I think this is probably around the same level as the Brooklyn court, maybe a little bit worse though because of the dark color. So I might go D tier for Cleveland's. On to Dallas. I think this is a pretty good blue one. This one's not super light, but it's not super dark either. So I feel pretty middle of the road on this one, to be honest. I'd say it's probably maybe a little bit better than the Cleveland one. The way the Dallas pops out in the middle, like it's not like with the Cleveland and some of these other ones, when they just do the white and don't have an outline, I don't like the way that it blends into the trophy in the background. Also, I'm just looking at this. I don't like whatever this is, the little Dallas put in between the letters of the Mavericks. I think it would look much better if you just erased all of those little letters, but that's just me. American Airlines Center, the logo doesn't look awesome put on here. It almost looks like a watermark or something. And also, one gripe I've always had about the naming of this arena or this center, you know, it should just be arena. American Airlines Arena like flows so much better than American Airlines Center to me. I think that was definitely a big corporate miss there, whoever made that decision, but that has nothing really to do with the court actually. Just wanted to fit that one in there. Dallas though, yeah, I put them in C. I feel like I might demote them just because of those gripes that I've just shared. I think they might go just slightly above Cleveland in the D tier. And now we've got my favorite team, the Denver Nuggets. Don't love it, not at all actually. I mean, I don't hate it. It's not the worst court. The red, again, like I said, it's kind of like with the Cleveland one. They make it soft enough to not like distract too much with the game. But other than that, like I don't love the Denver in the middle being yellow with not much of a, like it looks like the outline is red on the red court, which I don't love. It would look better, I think, if the Denver was white, but that doesn't fix this court as a whole. I would think that it would look a lot better if this was just gray, like do like a light gray thing with keep the blue around the border. I would like to play with it, so I feel like there's ways you can make a good Nuggets court. This is not really one of them. I think this is around the Atlanta level, maybe low D though. Just because I want to be critical, I'll put them in the E tier. And now we've got Detroit. I now just seeing this detail in it for my city. Some kind of saying there. What is this? Platinum Equity? Did they rename Little Caesars Arena? Or does this have nothing to do with the arena name? That's just usually where the arena name goes in most courts. Interesting. I do like this new DET logo they've been doing the past few years, and with like this black silhouette or outline, you know, pistons black on black. The court darker blue, so it's not the best, but again, as far as colors go, you could do worse. I'll put a D tier right here because I feel like just because the lighter color of Dallas makes it so I have to choose that one. It just looks better. Like I would prefer to play on that court or have, you know, watch a game of players playing on that court. Golden State, like this one. I like that it's gray. I mean, like when you have all these other teams not doing gray, it makes it feel kind of weird when a team like Golden State who doesn't use gray like ever. But if every team used gray, it wouldn't feel weird at all. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of feel like I would like to see at least one season where every team has a gray court and then they do like their own unique twists on it. So yeah, I really like this one for that. And honestly, just for doing these games, it's pretty good for as far as my criteria is concerned. The Golden State doesn't have an outline, but at least it's a different color pretty drastically than the trophy behind it, so I don't mind it at all. Chase Center logo is nice and white and fits in, doesn't distract, doesn't feel like it's out of place. I like this court. Where did I put it? I just put it somewhere. B tier is where I put it. I might raise it up even higher. I might put it with Chicago's in A tier. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do for now. Now we've got Houston Rockets. It's red, but I think it's one of the best ways you could do red, as far as like the Rockets red, you know? The Rockets, that's a team that I feel like could really easily use gray. You know, they use gray. They have historically a decent amount compared to other teams. So I don't know, I feel like they could have just done a gray court and it would have looked really good with the Houston being red in the middle. Toyota Center being white, you know, I like that. It doesn't feel weird and out of place. As far as being a red court, it's one of the better ones, so I'll put it D tier. Because of everything else about it, I do like it over like the Denver and the Atlanta ones. So yeah, I'll put it there. Then we've got Indiana, the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. What does it say there? Boom, baby. Okay. Oh, and it says it down here too. Is that a saying that they've started doing? I don't even, doesn't sound familiar. I remember yes sirs last year in the playoffs that they did sirs as in like a shortening of Pacers. Is it darker blue? Put it in the top of C tier. All right, now we've got Los Angeles. I don't love the Los Angeles in the middle. Again, white on top of the trophy doesn't look awesome. The Intuit Dome logo looks fine. Make waves, I guess, because they're Clippers, they're boats. This is a darker court, and I don't like the logo in the middle very much. Without like a little bit of an outline, that would make it a lot better. So I'll put it top of E. And now we've got the Los Angeles Lakers. See, so this is another, it's like the color is horrendous, but at least it's not like full on just bright yellow without having like the softness of the white to make it a little bit more muted. But still, like this is not good. It almost makes it worse though with this because like Lakers, it's supposed to be gold. You know, this looks like more, it looks like it was left out in the sun for too long. And yeah, so that's why I feel like it's not the worst. It might be. I'm put it bottom of E so far and leave room down at the bottom. Memphis, I love this one. This is amazing. Like, I just love this one so much. There's not a lot that I would change. FedEx form fits well. See, like FedEx is a brand that, you know, normally they have their colors on things, but they know that the design looks better when you make it more neutral. It doesn't like pop out from the rest of the stuff going on. It fits in. There's some brands that are like, no, we got to keep our colors. And yeah, like the crypto.com one right here. I didn't even comment on that. I don't like that. That dark blue, like that, it's not the worst thing, but it doesn't fit with, you know, I just don't like, I think it would look a lot better if it was like these other logos where just make the hexagon, like what is dark blue here, make that white, and then make the thing that is white in the middle transparent. So you see like the yellow in the court in the background, and then make the text white also, and maybe put like a little bit of an outline around it so you can still see it. But or if not, if it looks like dumb with white, then do it with purple. Don't do it with your crypto.com blue. Sponsor a team that has that color if you want to use that color. You know what I mean? Yeah, Memphis, which did I put him on the tier list? I don't think I did. I have not, but I love this one. I think I'm gonna put it S tier. Yeah, I think I will. Miami. Okay, this isn't as bad as the Lakers one, I don't think, but it's still not good. The orange, or like whatever this color is, like really, really burnt or light orange, not burnt orange. It's, yeah, not great. See this, they have like a very interesting thing going on here with the Cassia Center. I don't even know what Cassia is, but they sponsor the Miami Arena. And then they've got the Pat Riley Court here also. Does it say of or at? I'm not sure what little word that is after Pat Riley Court, but yeah, pretty good as far as like arena logos go. The Miami in the middle I like a lot, actually. I feel like the Heat on the outside might look better as white, but not bad. Yeah, for doing this color, they pull it off like not terribly, to be honest. But, you know, I don't love it with the basketball being orange. Like, it's not like it's some of the courts we've had in the past. We've had some terrible courts. I wish I could honestly just go back and show you the first 2 years of this experiment that the NBA is doing, how bad some of those courts were. So this is a lot better in comparison to that. But I think it's better than everything in this row down here, or this tier. I'll put it up in D tier. Like, it's somewhere in between those, I feel like. And now we've got the Milwaukee Bucks Pfizer Forum. Again, their color is orange, which I actually don't hate with Milwaukee somewhat because they've had like the history of the jersey sponsor patch being Harley Davidson, although now it's Motorola, so there's no orange there. Back when they had that, it made more sense. I still feel like just don't make this period their orange, but I guess if they want to do it, this is like a very minimal way of doing it for sure. I like the whole outside of the court a lot. I don't mind the Milwaukee in the middle, especially since it has a little bit of a border around it. Makes it a little bit more distinguishable around the trophy behind it, but still not great. The color, not great either, but definitely not the worst. I think I'll go above Indiana's. When I look at Indiana's in when it's small here, I don't like it near as much as I do when you see the whole court. So I'll leave it. I think it should be definitely below Brooklyn's since Brooklyn is gray. Yeah, that's the way I'll do it for now. Minnesota's. Okay, this is the one that I've seen a lot of people have reactions to for obvious reason. If you want to use bright green, which is definitely one of Minnesota's, it's like their tertiary color or whatever, their accent color. I think this is a pretty good way of doing it with I like how it's like a bunch of different squares, which all of these courts have been, but this one feels a lot more like noticeable, like it feels almost pixelated, like on a big scale. And they make the color pretty soft, fairly soft. I would have preferred though if they just made like the green was just used more like for the Timberwolves text here and maybe like the Minnesota in the middle and then just done light gray, honestly, I think that would have been really cool. So yeah, definitely a bad one. But again, I don't think it's the worst. I think it's better than the Lakers. Yeah, it's better than the Lakers. And maybe, yeah, I'll put it right above the Lakers though. All right, the Pelicans, Smoothie King Center. I don't have any problems with the arena logo there. Everything about this one is a little basic, you know, not doing too much, but you know, could have done it gray. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that on every single one, but I don't think this one is terrible. I'm gonna put it in the middle of D for now. All right, New York Knicks. I don't mind this one. I do think it would look better as far as like having games being played on it if the New York was inverted in color, like if the letters were white and the outline was orange instead. I think that would look better. But this one's definitely not bad. I think I'm gonna put it in the middle of C tier. Oklahoma City Thunder. See, this is a team that, you know, one of their primary colors, or basically their primary color, is light blue. They should have just done like a light blue and made it soft. Also, for some reason, my brain was like Oklahoma spelled wrong, but I guess not actually, now that I'm looking at it. Anyways, not great for this one, but dark blue is still better than most other colors. I'll put it D. Now on to the Orlando Magic. This might be my favorite court of the whole bunch. This is amazing. I'll put it right above the Memphis one, I think. Yeah, I can't, there's nothing else for me to say about this Magic one. I think it's absolutely perfect. They nailed it. I just want to sit here and look at it a little bit longer. But I think this is basically like the gold standard, or should be the gold standard for NBA Cup courts moving forward. Philadelphia, again, another one that has the white text without any outline, just on the in-season tournament trophy logo. Also, I'm just looking at this and noticing Xfinity Mobile Arena. When did that happen? I thought the Sixers played in Wells Fargo Arena. Must have renamed. I doubt they built a new one. They probably just renamed it. But I did not hear about that. I noticed earlier the Cavs one, but I forgot to point that out. Where did that go? Cavs are all the way back at the beginning, aren't they? Yeah. Rocket Arena. I thought they had, was it Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse? Was that what it was called? Something like that, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. I hate that they shortened it to Rocket Arena, because that just, it feels wrong when you literally you're playing in the same league that the Rockets are, and you name your arena Rocket Arena. Just feels kind of weird, but that's just me. Yeah, back to Philly. Everything else about the court isn't terrible. Like if you're going to use blue, this is one of the better ways you can do it. I like the stars around it. I like the outline of the court as well. I just don't like the Phila in the middle. I think this is going to be at the top of E tier, I'll say. I think we're going to make this bigger so you can see all of them. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got the Phoenix Suns, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Phoenix Suns. Another arena that looks like it's changed names, which Phoenix has been changing their arena name like, it feels like every season the past few. They had Talking Stick or Walking Stick Arena, or Walking Stick Resort Arena, I think is what it was. That was the name of the arena at one point. And then it was something else. I can't remember what it just was, but it definitely wasn't this. It definitely wasn't Mortgage Matchup Center. Footprint. It was Footprint Center, wasn't it? I think it was Footprint Center for a little while, which I didn't mind. But yeah, this one's a little weird. I don't even know what that is. I mean, obviously you could take a few guesses with the name, but yeah, orange, terrible. Not okay. I might even go, I think I might bring some of these down to F tier to make room, and also I think that's just correct. Yeah, I think Miami should definitely be down here. But yeah, I think Minnesota is the best of these. It's the top of F tier. I almost want to put it up in E because I feel like the reaction for it has been a little much. I think it's not quite as bad as some of these other ones. And then we've got Portland, one of the best. The only thing that I don't love about it is it might be the worst offender of not putting a border around the white text in the middle. Like the T is like, and the L, I just hate that. This could have been so cool. I love like everything about it. Even though I would probably prefer they do like a little bit lighter of a gray, this is still a really cool thing that they've done here. Mixing it in with like the silhouette of the Portland Trailblazers logo, and then having the rest of these lines kind of like, I don't know, it just all goes together so well. This is so close to being S tier, but the text brings it down quite a bit. Like if they fix the text, it would be S tier, but without it, it's a pretty low A, I think. Is where I'm gonna have to put, maybe even B. It might go top of B because these courts are also really cool. That's where I'm gonna put the Portland Blazers. I like the Moda Center logo. Okay, this is one of the worst arena logo names being like put on the court, in my opinion, the Golden One thing. I get your Golden One, that's what you're called. You have to put it in gold, but you don't have to, actually. To be honest, you could just do white and everybody still knows the name of your company. But if just you covered that up This court might be the best one. Like, it's right up there. It's literally neck and neck with the Orlando and probably even better than Memphis. But because of the eyesore, I'm gonna have to just put it behind the Memphis one. Other than that though, this is a great court. And now we've got the San Antonio Spurs. It is a little bit darker than I would like, but still doing gray, which is doing the Lord's work. I thank you, San Antonio, which, I mean, that just fits their brand already. I think it might go bottom of B. I think it just might be one of the not as good grays, because I like these other ones, the Boston and the Charlotte. If you're gonna do color, those ones have done it really well, and I kind of prefer those ones. And I like the Portland one more, even with the text in the middle being ugly. Now I've got the Toronto Raptors court in Scotiabank Arena. It is red, so you're going to lose points. As far as the red ones go, it's not the worst. I think it's worse than Houston, though. Looking at what we have left, I might go bottom of D, because I do think I'm going to put at least one court down here in E tier for the two that we have left after this one. And now we got the Utah Jazz and the Delta Center. I think Delta Center is one of the best arena names, or like best fits for the team that they sponsor, because, you know, Delta, the logo looks like a mountain, but obviously it's supposed to look like the Greek letter, like a river delta, a little triangle, but it does just look like a mountain, so it fits with the branding. I do kind of wish it was this lighter, some of the lighter shades, like kind of all over. Like, it didn't have as much of the dark, and maybe like make the whole Utah thing purple, like shift this purple down to the bottom and then make this on top a little bit of the lighter shade of purple. I think that would look nicer in my personal opinion. I also don't love the black around. If I could do it perfect, I think I would probably make some of this lighter purple, maybe the middle purple be the outside of the court, and then the inside be gray, and then have the purple Utah on top of that. But still, as far as like using colors, it's one of the better ones. I think you can still see the players and the ball on the court pretty easily, so I'll put it in B tier. And now we've got the Washington Wizards to end it all off. Another red one, and then they also do the other thing I don't like without having a border around the white text on the cup logo. But I really like the outside of the court, to be honest. I like this Wizards font here on the outside. Oh, and also they've got the Washington Monument as the D here. They might also have that for the H, I'm not sure. I can't tell. It might be that. I like that detail. And I guess they just have the arm here from the Wizard. But yeah, definitely not great. I think we're gonna put it maybe right above Atlanta and Denver, maybe Miami as well. But still, gonna be down here in the E row or E tier, because they make the red softer at least, but still, it's not gonna be good. It's not good. I don't think I've watched a game on this court yet. A lot of these other ones I have, but I don't think I've watched a Washington one. Wizards aren't really at the top of my list when watching games, to be honest. And so there we go. There is officially my tier list for the NBA Cup courts of every team. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Stay happy, stay healthy. I will see you guys next video.